All right, Hogwarts put out another one that I kind of missed. But yeah, let's get into it. We saw the first showcase, and that one was very long. It was going to the school and stuff, so we'll see how this one is. I think they might be showing more gameplay with flying, maybe? 'Cause we went all through the school. Yeah, we saw that. I don't know why this is like giving me like Disney vibes to all this little stuff they're showing up.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Hogwarts Legacy Gameplay Showcase. I'm Chandler Wood, Community Manager here at Avalanche Software, and I'm honored to introduce you to our panel today. First up, we have community guest host, Ben Snow.
Oh my god, I can't believe this is
Security!
happening. Thank you so much for having me.
And from the Avalanche team, we have Game Director Alan Tew.
Hello, everybody.
And
It'd be so funny if that freaking owl just started looking at them all funny, and that'd be so funny.
Systems Designer Mekenzy Toner.
Hi.
And finally, just off-screen capturing gameplay for us, Andrew Coram.
Just,
Today we'll be giving you a taste of the open world via broom flight, a deeper look at combat using the Dark Arts Battle Arena, and a look at your personalizable home within Hogwarts, the Room of Requirement, where we may
all right, so flying open world combat.
And we're starting right where we left off in our last gameplay showcase, just outside Hogwarts, which I love that you can walk out of the castle after walking through everything and then just come out here and take off on your broom out into the open world.
Yeah.
And Alan, I know that's something that you particularly like about Hogwarts Legacy too.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of
Not a
just being
bad
able
look,
to
looking
hop on the
cover.
broom and go anywhere. There's something about kind of like the sensation of everything being open to you, and just I love the proximity that I can get to things. I love flying close to the ground. And
Well, I don't. Shut
I
up.
kind of wanted to talk about it just because I feel like, the brooms are fun for me, not just because of all those feelings of exhilaration.
Show us
but-
the whole
but
world,
because
you know?
They're not just, I have a broom and it's done. I actually kind of like some of the mechanics in it. So you see in
Yeah, that looks
the lower right, there's a meter there, and occasionally as Andrew's
be
kind
like
of
crazy motion blur and then like that,
you
you
might
know?
notice it draining or not. And this isn't the present day where all the broom technology is well known and advanced and everything that we know and love. This is an earlier time where they're still trying to figure out, we're not at the 3000 yet, we're at the 11.
Oh
So
my goodness, I'm just so speechless right now because this is just so beautiful. The world just looks so. By the way, the broom, is that like the only one, or can you like upgrade that broom to go faster?
Yeah, so we have a
game is
shop in
like it's
Hogsmeade,
not-
actually a broom shop. And so
It might be
that sells
smooth,
a
but
variety of different brooms.
definitely
And
not
it was
running
important
at
to us
60
that the
FPS.
player could customize themselves based on their own aesthetic. So they're purely cosmetic, but if you talk to the shopkeep
56,
and help him out, he'll actually sell upgrades.
yeah, and those upgrades will make it so that where normally
like-
the broom, you can only fly, you can only go at max speed. It's kind of like a turbo meter down there. You can only go at max speed without the meter going down, kind of closer to the ground. And as you raise into the air, you'll notice the meter drop. And so those upgrades will allow you to increase that distance from the ground. And the broom owner at the sporting goods store in Hogsmeade is trying to perfect the broom.
you gotta
and
get a
better
little
at it
meter at
and-
the bottom,
and know it
right?
better, and you can
Okay.
participate that and get better and better brooms through that.
And I love that mechanic encourages you to actually explore the world and kind of stay close to the ground. It's not just a travel mechanic, point A to point B. You're not just flying high over everything, although it is beautiful, something I really love doing, but as well, there's lots to
Can we like
explore on
jump
the
in
ground, and so kind of
way up in
keeping
the air and then
ground
get it
at the
back
ground.
on?
I feel
That'd
like
be
it's got this kind of
that'd be
surfing
fun.
vibe over the.
Oh my god, like I'm just like I
Free
want to snatch
fall
the controller
and
from
jump
Andrew
into
right now
the,
because I want to go
room.
to the mountaintop and go into that forest and to that hamlet, or I don't know if that's how it's called. I think that's what it is.
No, it's awesome. We're actually gonna land here, and I feel like that you call it a hamlet is just perfect, just because that's what we refer to it as. And so we all know from lore that Hogsmeade is the only all wizarding village within Britain. But we wanted other opportunities to kind of meet other characters out here and to kind of populate the landscape, so it's not just kind of barren as you leave out this direction and that direction. And so we just imagine these different dwellings, these different smaller locations that wizards might live in out in the Scottish Highlands. And so it's those, and so we refer to those as hamlets, and they're opportunities to learn those wizard stories, how those different locations have kind of like learned to live, what their relationships are with characters at Hogsmeade and Hogwarts. And so they're both quest opportunities out here and a chance to kind of get to know more of the area, even beyond Hogwarts and Hogsmeade that we've already experienced. And you also notice on the mini-map, like lots of little icons, and each one of those represent gameplay in the hamlets that you can participate in, you know, whether it's a vendor or different puzzles and challenges or different secrets that exist. Each one of those icons are different opportunities for gameplay. And you'll notice that same thing as we venture out into the open world as well. So when you go out into the open
so
world,
this is like
the
maybe like shopping area and maybe like
those icons, whether they're on the mini-map
upgrades
or
and
on
stuff
your
like
map
that.
or off in the distance, those things are opportunities to say, like, I want to increase my inventory capacity. They're puzzles left behind by old wizards, you know,
like
that you can
for
solve
the collection
that grant
stuff.
you those. If you see ruins off in the distance and you visit them, you might find opportunities to actually expand and learn about your ancient magic. And as you kind of encounter different enemies dotted on the landscape, sometimes those characters, poachers or dark wizards, might be hoarding different magical resources that are valuable to you as you're playing the game. So each one has kind of like a way to connect to our gameplay loops and provide different opportunities that just kind of reward you for poking around.
I mean, I right away want to just cover all
collections.
those points on the map just by going over there.
Well, we've flown on a broom already, but there is something that we haven't done so far, and that is getting on our flying mount. We're going to hop on our Onyx Hippogriff here. The Onyx Hippogriff is our pre-order bonus.
Oh my god, there he just like pops out of the,
damn.
the back.
That-
Oh, wait, you
yo,
can use it as a horsey?
that just came out
horse,
immediately.
A horse?
Also, he said it
as
pretty
a
damn quick
hippogriff, you
pre-order
can
bonus.
totally ride it like a ground mount, and you can lift off into the air. And we tried to make sure that
that mighty fast.
each of those interactions, so the broom's really good at reaching that top speed, at kind of traveling the world as quickly as possible. But sometimes it's really nice to get on the hippogriff because of that ground speed or those transitions. And sometimes it just feels amazing just to be riding around on a hippogriff. Yeah, it really is kind of like, I don't know, it's a great feeling being on it, and it's a great feeling managing those transitions, kind of going
It's
from
look like you're
run to
going a
fly
little bit
and just being able
faster.
to go wherever you want. And we tried to make sure that each one of these things that you can interact with have a unique identity and a reason for being.
Oh, enemies can mark you while you're flying too.
Different
Okay.
like areas, like a swampy area. By the way, can you go to like entire map anywhere you go? There are regions that are like blocked from you.
Yeah,
or,
as soon as you, there's kind of a moment where the world kind of opens up to you outside of Hogwarts as a student, and right from that moment, early on in the game, you can go wherever you want. And so you might find more difficult challenges in different areas.
So
and you'll see different spots as
Hogwarts
enemies
is
moving around,
literally
like you
just
mentioned,
like the
swamp.
HUD area.
But there, we have got like a coast, and we've
like
got
the,
different
you know,
types of
central.
environments out in the world just to kind of pepper your experience, reward you
Then the
for
open
exploring,
world
keep things
opens up
fresh.
to you.
All those things exist as we're moving
The
around.
sandbox.
I love that windmill. It's like so rustic. Like I keep forgetting that this is like 1800s. The Wizarding World we've never really seen before. Like it feels so authentic. Like it's part of it.
Yeah, I love this vista too, and I'm gonna have Andrew stop here. We're gonna use a bit of dev magic to change the seasons. Actually, I want you to see what this world looks like covered in snow.
Yes, yes, please. I love snow.
That's all I want.
Enter in dev commands.
Oh my god, this is so beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so we got definitely got seasons.
Oh my god, it changes the landscape like completely. Oh my god, does it have like actual like gameplay
That's pretty good.
impact, like impact on the gameplay, or does it like it's just the weather of Scotland?
Yeah, we really use it as a narrative marker through the game. So as you're progressing through your main storyline, it was important for us to kind of like have those moments that kind of felt like when you're reading the books or watching the movies where, you know, you'll see kind of like the title card winter and now the landscape has changed and you're really feeling that passage of time while you're a student, you know, going through your year at Hogwarts. And I think we wanted to duplicate that. And for me, it's really fun that it's not just on the outside, which I agree. I think it was really beautiful.
That'd be
but
even more
within the
wild
school as
if,
well. So
the
there
water
are
was
moments like
ice.
when it reaches certain holidays or things like that, where Hogsmeade reacts to the holidays and the school reacts to holidays, and you see the decorations around those environments change.
There you go.
That really helped just kind of make me feel like I'm there.
Right.
Yeah. And it's not just you know, for the seasons, those kind of vibe things. Like we have a day-night cycle, and that day-night cycle, even though similarly, like it's largely about vibe. When you go into Hogsmeade in the evening, there's less characters there. Around the school, you'll notice it kind of dies down and quiets down. When there's just candlelight and students kind of like as you're walking through the halls. But
so
in that day-night
seasons
cycle
and day
is
and
where we
night.
kind of place
So it's like
a
you're
few
trying to make it like
items
an
where,
artificial, like
whether or not you
real
can collect them or
time
whether or not you can interact with them that are a little bit restricted by the day-night cycle.
player.
And I love Andrew's flying up here, really high up on the hippogriff, and we're just looking at this view of Hogwarts in the distance. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's part of what I love most about flying around in this game, whether it's on a hippogriff or on the broom.
No, I mean, you talk about going anywhere and things that you can see in the distance, and that's one of my. I still can't get over.
Yeah, I like the
I've done this
dash
so much,
going
but
in like that.
I still can't get over the fact that I can see Hogwarts out there, and there's just something beautiful about knowing that all of the things inside of it, the classrooms, the students, the professors, all the places I can go, I can just fly my hippogriff, land in the courtyard, enter the front doors, and just walk, you know, to the library, to class, or to greenhouse, or to my common room. That it's all contiguous and just kind of like one space is still.
I still don't know how would
I mean,
the
I'm
beast
just
mark you while
speechless right
you're
now. It's just
flying way
absolutely
above
beautiful.
that.
It's just, oh my God.
As much as we
That's
want to
kinda
spend a lot more time out here just
fishy to
flying
people,
around,
whatever.
experiencing the world, I think this is a great opportunity to switch over to combat. And last time we gave you kind of an intro to combat. This time we're going to really go a lot more of a deep dive on using the Dark Arts Battle Arena, which is part of our deluxe edition. All right, Andrew's got us in the Forbidden Forest, which is where the Dark Arts Battle Arena is, which is part of the Deluxe and Digital Deluxe Edition. I love the way that the Dark Arts Battle Arena is actually part of the world. It's integrated into the world, so your experience is more immersive than just choosing an option from the main menu of the game or something like that.
Reason to go to the
Also,
Forbidden
you
Forest.
telling me
Exactly.
we can
There
have
are
like
many
different like
reasons to go to the Forbidden
pattern
Forest.
colors and schemes
He's also
on
wearing the Dark Arts cosmetic set, and here he's pulling out the
we just did
Thestral,
it.
which is part of that Dark Arts pack from the Deluxe and Digital Deluxe Edition. So we're going full Dark Arts here.
That's good. That's what I like going down.
But I like this this battle arena. It is a great place to show
Another
off
mount.
really combat in a
So,
big
yeah.
way, because it unlocks some interesting
We have a
abilities for you, and that
variety
allows
of
you
mounts
to
in this
really
game.
play around with combat in a deep way.
And is this like the only arena like this in the game where you can like practice?
Yeah,
and
so in the base game we have 2 combat arenas normally, and so everyone has access to those.
Okay.
And each of the combat arenas are an opportunity to kind of just go through a difficult combat challenge, fight through multiple waves, in order to earn a different cosmetic for your character
Ghostbusters
and add that to your collection. In the case of that's no different than the Dark Arts Battle Arena. That's also true, the combat arena. But one of the things I'm excited about the Dark Arts Battle Arena that people can do is you come in preloaded with different abilities. So the unforgivable curses are something that everyone's going to have access to through the base game and going to be able to earn, and they can make choices in order to kind of like add that to their repertoire. And they can also commit to that down with certain talents and things like that. When you play the Dark Arts Combat Arena, you actually have access to all those things as kind of like a way to test them all. And so it's a chance to kind of like tour and play with the Dark Arts and decide whether or not that is a path that you kind of want to go down. But yeah, everyone has the same ability to explore the Dark Arts. This is just kind of like a way of previewing.
And again, a great place for us to show off combat in general. So I think we're going to jump in here. Andrew's
so
going
we
to
got
start battling, and we can start talking about everything you're seeing on the screen.
All right. He just about to get that right away. Oh my God.
We're starting off strong.
Oh my God! Was that Kujio? Oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah, so that you'll notice right away, like when we use Avada Kedavra, that guy's health bar went from instant to 0, and we really are trying to honor the way Avada Kedavra works in the game, even in some pretty extreme situations. You'll notice that like the meter takes up a lot longer to kind of build up as a way to kind of deal with its extreme power, just so that it's still fun to use. And then there's some ways that we'll probably talk about to adjust that. But I don't know. I don't know if there are things on the screen that you just have questions about.
Well, I see like little blue things pop up from the enemies. Also, like that sign. Well, it's like, so in the community we call it the ancient magic sign. I don't know if that's how it's called. In the game.
So the community is astute. So on the development side and in player facing in the game, we reference that as your ancient magic meter.
Oh, so it is ancient magic.
Okay.
Yeah. So as your abilities in the game.
These little special one shots looking pretty neat though. I like it. Mm-hmm.
And you become exposed to some of the secrets about your own kind of mystery and your own abilities. You start unlocking new powers. So one of those powers, you'll see the R1 button appearing throughout the game.
Okay.
That's an ancient magic throw, we call it, that allows you to kind of like draw an object to you and fling it at an enemy.
Okay.
But whenever you see the
sounds
R1,
like
the
Scarlet
R1
Nexus.
appear over somebody's head, that's an ability to cast a very devastating and powerful ancient magic spell to do a ton of damage against the character.
I see.
And the way that manifests itself depends on the type of
parry
enemy
that?
that you're fighting. And you'll see a wide variety of enemies in here that are pressuring the player in different ways. You'll notice there's
Seems like some daggone Mortal Kombat stuff going on, like finisher.
And there's different ways that we want the player to kind of move around on the battlefield. And that's actually a good link to the ancient magic meter in general. And the reason I say that is because as you're doing different things in combat, you're protegoing and you're doing different abilities and you can kind of spec into it with your talents. There are different ways to get that meter to build faster and faster. But one of the most effective base ways to build up that meter fast, that way you can launch these devastating attacks whenever you want to, is to actually perform combos. So you see that combo appearing, and it's almost like your nations are building up, and then basically that builds up enough that you can attack someone. But as the combo meter builds up, at some point you strike someone and a piece of their magic kind of falls out of them. You'll see these blue orbs in the game world, and there's something that only you can see in the narrative in the world. And it's another reason to move around on the battlefield. If you can go up and collect those things and suck them in, they give big jumps to that ancient magic meter as we're playing.
Talking a lot about spells and magic here, but I think there's another huge component of combat, and that is the tools that you can bring to combat as well to kind of change the way you play. And I think Mekenzy knows a lot about what's going on with the plants and potions.
And so the tools are really interesting because they're
Sonic
basically
Wave?
like a prior investment. So you can bring the potions and the plants that you grow in the Room of Requirement to combat to essentially kind of help you defeat enemies a lot quicker and more efficiently. So some of the tools that you'll see here are like the rock skin potion. So that is something that basically covers your skin in this like rocky material that reduces the incoming damage that you're receiving. So against big enemies,
like a
hard-hitting
body
enemies
armor.
like trolls, that's super helpful.
Oh my God, he's just destroying the
It's like a layer of body armor.
Obviously, we have the Wig and Will potion as well, which increases your health. And then we have the Focus potion. So when Alan talks about having to balance Avada Kedavra with a long cooldown, because obviously it's an instant kill, one thing that you could do is brew a Focus potion, and that will increase how quickly your cooldowns regain.
Right. Oh my God. There's
So it's
just
only
so much like
versatility,
like in what the character is doing to the troll right now. Like he's just bouncing around the arena. He's like not, and the troll makes him move around too.
She's making it sound like it's
And I love
limited.
that our plants are violent.
Yes, and so that's like when we're talking about the setup of the arena, you also have plants that you can fight with. And so we have things like the venomous tentacula that you can put down, and it acts like a turret, and it just kind of shoots enemies around the battlefield.
That is so cool. This is like a truly like Hufflepuffian way to approach the battle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Use your
That's
magic.
super important to us. So there were these like multiple ways, and so you can see there's There's a ton of different things you can use. The mandrake is one, so you can pull it out and it stuns with its like piercing cry these enemies in a radius.
Like a little
And another thing I want to call out that we're seeing on the side of the screen here is these dueling feats, which I love because I love anything that prompts me to play a game in a different way, a unique way. I don't want to get stuck in my style, you know. And so this is a way to, if you want to get stuck in your style, go for it. If you just want to blast people with spells, go for it. But we also want to have
He did.
things over here that may make you use certain plants or certain potions or block more or...
Yeah, we mentioned the field guide challenges in the prior stream, and the field guide challenges, this is the way that the field guide manifests like challenges for you to do in combat. And exactly to your point, we just wanted a way to encourage players to explore the different systems, to help them decide, to just kind of practice with them and explore what they want to do, because there really are so many different ways that you can push talents. When you see the green X's on characters,
That's right.
and that's kind of through your talents you can unlock this kind of cursing mechanic that sort of like links the fates of these different characters on the battlefield. That way, as you get as you're cursing different characters, they all begin sharing damage. And so we have things
So
like
it's,
Avada Kedavra,
share
which is the
XP.
insta-kill, that if you curse everyone before you insta-kill this one guy, they can all drop dead for that kind of ultimate golden war fantasy. And so,
Oh my god.
there are
Pokemon stuff
dark arts
is
fantasies,
already
there's fantasies about being
XP
more of a
mode.
defense against the dark arts character, things like that, that misty step that you see occasionally being used on the battlefield. And we can also spec into our potions and plants to make them more powerful and more efficacious. So it's all about which type of player you feel like you are and whether or not you want to play with prep on the fly or with deliberation, and those are all different options.
That is so cool because like it's like I see
Yeah.
so much like going
It's
on,
almost like-
things, so much
yeah.
complexity, and
It's like when he was doing the combo, he was talking about you build a combo chain, and the more you do it, the stronger your combos get.
tried myself like which style works best. I mean, I feel like it's the dark arts is going to be the easiest route, but that ancient magic, to be honest, feels like much more powerful than just the dark arts.
Yeah.
To be fair.
And speaking of plants and potions, we're going to be putting the dark arts away, put those unforgivable curses away, and heading to the Room of Requirement, which is your home within Hogwarts, a personalizable space that actually has some utility as well, where you get to brew things and grow things and also care for some beasts. All right, Andrew's got us in the Room of Requirement, we kind of went casual
the HUD.
outfit here, wearing a nice jumper, and I think that's a good jumping off point.
I think they showed this before.
For the personalization of the space as well, not just your character and the visuals of your character, but actually the space is a place that you can make your own.
Yeah, it was super important to us that this space really did feel like your reflection as a wizard. So you can change the architecture in here. Different themes throughout, starkly different themes, to really just hammer home that this is yours.
Oh my god, what? This is beautiful. We never expected that to be. Oh my god.
That's the thing is not only can you change the architecture here, but you can actually conjure little objects into this space, as you can see. So there's like statues that you can do, and ornaments, and tables, and rugs, and just a bunch of little things that really flesh out the space and bring it to life.
Because like we had an idea that those places where you brew stuff, that's where you can change, but you can do all of this. Where do you even get this stuff? Like there's a furniture store?
Yeah, so we call them conjurations, and the conjuration recipes can be purchased at Tomes and Scrolls in Hogsmeade, but also as you engage in different types of gameplay throughout the world, you'll be rewarded with different objects.
That's so cool. And you change color?
You can change the color, you can change the size of it, and you can place it basically anywhere.
Oh my god, it's so tiny. It's like for Baby Niffler.
Let
And
him
I
sit
love
in.
how the system too is designed. It's not mechanical; it's immersive, and so you get the magical effect of conjuring it in, and you're actually doing this in the world as your character, but the way you've blended like that gameplay with the immersive design of personalizing the space.
Oh my god, like, and I love the animation, how it like appears, you know, like it's not just like there, it's like it almost like it apparates.
It is really quite beautiful, and that was the thing, is we wanted that to look really nice because the magic in the wizarding world is everywhere. It's physical, it's kinetic, and it's whimsical. And we really wanted to nail that whimsy in this space. Another thing that I wanted to discuss is that not only can you like conjure things and you can change their look, but you can do that with the utility objects as well. So you can see that we have planting pots and potion stations, and you can change the look of those as well. And these are the areas where, as we had mentioned previously, you'll be growing your plants, you'll be brewing your potions.
Right.
So while you're also doing these kind of nurturing-based activities, this is also the space where you would bring your gear to be identified and gear to have like rates put on it, which I believe Alan can talk to.
Oh. Yeah, we keep bringing up appearance and how it looks, and on in the game you can look like anything you want to whenever you want to, but the player will be finding different types of gear, that we call it, as you progress through the game. And essentially we just know that clothes and different items in the wizarding world can have different magical properties. And as you explore and as you adventure, and as you defeat enemies, you're going to be finding different pieces of gear that have different abilities, and that can help you in your journey and are a major part of you kind of growing as a wizard and advancing as a wizard. And so
it's a huge list.
and not all the time. Whenever you get a new piece of gear, you don't necessarily know exactly what it does. And so there is a station inside of the Room of Requirement that you can conjure. It's one of the first things you conjure, called an identification station, where you can actually bring that gear that you're uncertain about and learn what its abilities are.
Right, yeah, that's so cool.
And then as the space advances even further, and the space will eventually grow its own rooms, and you're going to get new recipes, like Mekenzy's talking about.
Create
and as it expands, eventually you're going to earn what we see here, which is called a loom. And when you set up a loom, it's an ability to essentially customize exactly which magical properties are on your gear, and take any piece of gear and adjust its properties and to tweak what it does. And I mentioned earlier that you can make anything look like anything. The collection of appearances, we call it, or cosmetics, we've been referring to it in this stream. Those types of things you can use, and you can apply a look to any other look. So if you get a piece of gear, you put it on, you look like that, but you can change it to look like whatever you want.
That's so cool. And like you can just put some ability to the sweater, but then you can just swap that ability.
Yep, and appearances you can edit whenever you want in the gear screen. The loom is specifically about applying traits and applying larger upgrades that just kind of grant you greater statistical advantage, or give you really specific
It's just like common sense with like the HUD stuff. You upgrade here, this is your station. Oh, you want to upgrade your outfit, here you go. You come to here to the HUD, upgrade this. Oh, you want this to look like this. We're going to have your outfit, and we're going to have this color scheme, and this station will change over time the more you discover and unlock traits.
These that blend in nicely with where you're trying to go with your combat fantasy or talents and things like that.
Interesting. I'm just seeing that they're just like pumpkin fur, moonca fur. Where does that come from?
Yeah, and so you'll notice that the ingredients that are used to add traits and to upgrade your gear are based around beasts. So this is where we get into the beast care section, which is inside this vivario. Kind of bigger space on the inside idea. And so you can see here we have a couple of beasts out. We have a graphorn and a mooncalf and a niffler and a kneasel as well. So quite a variety.
Oh my God, he's just like a big puppy.
They're so cute.
Cuddling. Oh my God, they're together. Oh, that's so cute.
They're adorable. And so part of beast care is petting them as well, but feeding them too. And so once you do those things, that's when they feel safe enough that they'll give you their magical ingredients. So mooncalf fur, niffler fur, etc. That can then be used in your gear.
That is like so like intuitive, because like you know that makes sense, because when you touch the animals, you get some fur leftovers. That's so. Oh my God.
Yeah, we really want to hammer home the fact that this is like a home that you're making for them. So in the overland, you can find these beast dens and rescue these beasts. Part of doing so is brushing them and feeding them food as well, and to build that relationship with your beast.
So
in
these
addition
are
to be able to care for beasts, you can actually conjure things in this space as well.
Like your pet.
The house, the cottage.
Level up.
Right. And so we have like a lot of little ornaments in this area, and a lot of them are purely really cosmetic.
Level up
They
your
look
beast
really
by
cool.
giving
Again,
them
it's
and
the
feeding them
personalization
like
of
got,
this space.
Oh my goodness! No, this is like I'm gonna spend 8 hours.
Okay, now
just
we
designing
were
this
like in the
little
realm
area
of
to
building
personalize. This is like
stuff,
cool.
so
Like
we
you
got
have
like
this
some.
little play area, like a personalized fish tank, so to
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
just for the creatures. I love it.
Yeah, no, totally. And there's like a decoration aspect, but there's also, we were saying inside as well, is there's a utility aspect to it too. So as you progress in the game and you're able to purchase more conjurations, you're able to speed up your process. So one of them, for example, is the food processor, which allows for the beast in the space to automatically get feed, so you don't have to do it manually. And so you're really building the progression for yourself here. In addition, there's also a toy box where you can play with your beasts. And you'll see here, yeah. So you can, there's a bunch of toys in it, and each beast has their own favorite toys. So as you can imagine, the moon calf really likes the moon ball, or the Neasel as like a little cat really likes to chase the yarn ball as well.
Right.
And they're super cute.
Oh my god.
Watching them, it's so cute.
And the big thing we really wanted to hammer home is that the world is a dangerous place. And so by going and rescuing these beasts and bringing them back here and caring for them, you're really helping them out. There's poachers in the overland who hunt these beasts for their material. So instead, you're caring for them. You're giving them a home.
Right. Oh my god, this Raphorn is just
Put them in the Pokeball and keeping them safe.
But he looks like my dog. Right now, for sure.
You could actually name them as well. So like your dog.
So getting back into that personalization, we didn't want you to just like throw in, oh, here's a Graphorn in here. Like this can be named whatever Andrew's about to name them. Bruce.
The good name.
Typical.
We've created this really nice space, and you can get additional vivariums, correct, to different kind of aesthetics and looks to
I like it. It's
your beasts and caring for them.
Progression is a big part of this space as well. So as you progress through the
That more
story,
nice,
you will unlock
super
more vivariums. So as you can see,
game
this one's quite
and the
meadow
look of
themed, big, open, bright. But there's other ones, say like a swamp that you might encounter. And it's really a visual effect to and more space for your beast.
Oh, so it's like those, so when we're inside the room requirement, there's like on the left, there's that moon glow from one entrance and then some shrubbery going on the right. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep, that's exactly it.
Ah, oh, you put trees in here too. Oh my goodness.
And another thing with the beast care that I think is great, tying back to the same kind of thing that you did with like the broom, where the broom is not just a method of travel, it's actually built in and integrated into the world. In the same way, like beast care isn't just this added element. You're not just throwing it on top. There's really this like narrative and integration to
everything connects. So as you progress through the missions, you'll expand this space. As you earn resources, you'll go into Hogsmeade and use them to unlock the gameplay here and unlock new conjurations and different things to play around with. In the open world, it's in those different environments, like the different combat and conflicts and bandit camps and different things like that exist in the overland. Those things are what hold recipes that exist in the loom. So all these things have a way of connecting. Moonstone that you find out in the world is the resource that we use to conjure everything. That's found throughout the world. Forgeables are used for recipes. So really everything's like a cycle and keeps you coming back.
But even with the story that's being told too, I think people know who Poppy is and that she has a particular affinity for beasts.
Yeah, I think everything we're seeing here, you're going to be venturing out into the world, and this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg, even of kind of like your interactions with beasts in that narrative. So, you bringing up Poppy, there are more kind of mysteries to discover and things to discover out in the world that have to do with her and that have to do with caring for beasts. And so different characters have their own stuff that just kind of make this all just kind of like the beginning of your journey.
Well, we could spend hours in here, but we're going to have to end the stream now. What do you think about what you've seen today?
I'm just so blown away by how how beautiful it looks. The open world seems so detailed, and there's so many things to do. And like
Yeah, the lighting in this game is pretty neat. I enjoy it.
we're gonna spend like 2 weeks or more just breaking it
Yeah,
down
we
by
got more,
pieces. There's
more
just
talking
so
about
much.
here. I like that you can
to this
resize
world.
almost
Like, I'm
everything,
happy
every
you guys
item.
did this overall gameplay.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We've got more for you to discover and find on your own. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching.
There you go. So Hogwarts Legacy Showcase 2. Yeah, these. Yeah. So we got like they showed off about 3 mounts of the game so far. With the broom. This one's supposed to be I guess a pre-order bonus thing, you know, of course. This. I wonder if this could fly too, because this one got wings also. Of course, you showed off a little bit of combat. Horde mode. Alright, yeah. That's so sick though. Seeing the person just evaporate. Like, finish him. If I could just did it. If I could did it. Yeah, this looks good though. Pretty good. All right. But there you have it. Showcase 2 Hogwarts Legacy. Legendary out.